Tigers and the Indians squaring off in game one in this three-game series. And we take a look at Mike Fiers now, who's rolling in from the bullpen for the Tigers. Looking at the start this evening, Tigers hoping to ride Fiers to a win here tonight. And Mike has been really good in his career against the Indians. Let's look now at the big boys' big play. When you look at one guy in the Tigers lineup that is tortured Cleveland pitching, is Leonys Martin.
Yeah, he's been on point against Cleveland and tried pitching. Most of the guys that he goes up against are right-handed, and he clobbers a right-handed pitching. A lot of times, for whatever reasons, they try to overpower Martin with fastball. So he's been outstanding against Cleveland so far this year, and they definitely need him to show up here tonight if they're going to win a game here in Cleveland.
Well, the Indians have taken the field, and we'll check out the Tigers starting lineup tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And for the Tigers, Martin is in that leadoff slot, followed by Candelario and Castellanos. Victor Martinez back in the lineup after 2 days in a National League park. Nico Goodrum at second. John Hicks back at first. You've got McCann, Iglesias, and Jacoby Jones rounding it out for the Tigers here tonight. They are facing a youngster. He's 23 years old. Shane Bieber will get the call, and he is presented by MGM Grand Detroit.
And 2 years about this same time, Bieber was pitching in college, and he's had a fast track to the major leagues. And one of the reasons why he's in the big leagues, the guy doesn't walk anybody. He really hasn't walked anybody in the big leagues, and we'll give you an idea about his minor league starts during the course of his game as well. He is a strike thrower. And let's take a look at the defensive alignment behind Bieber. It's one that really you can pitch to contact because you know they can catch the ball. They've got Brantley, they've got Naquin, they've got Chisenhall in the outfield. All three of the guys swing the bat left-handed. In the infield, they've got a couple of switch hitters on the left side of the infield. That's Ramirez and Lindor. Kipnis and Alonso on the right side, and Yan Gomes is the starting catcher here tonight. So a lot of left-handed bats in there tonight going up against Mike Fiers.
Well, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and to get yourself a free small order of curly fries. About an hour and 40-minute rain delay as we get this one rolling here tonight in Cleveland. The skies have cleared, which is good news. There was some thought that maybe we might not play tonight, but the rain has dissipated.
And expect Bieber to be around the plate on the very first pitch, and Leonys Martin loves hitting on the first pitch. His batting average is way up overall in the season, 260 for Leonys.
9 home runs, he's knocked in 28, and you see the numbers again, 370 versus the Tribe. Here's the first pitch, and it's a strike called on Martin. Martin's 6 hits on this road trip. Tigers trying to bounce back after dropping 2 in Cincinnati. Now the 0-1.
And Bieber's got all 4 pitches. His fastball will probably top out at about 94. He goes anywhere from 90 to 94. He's got a curveball. He's got a slider, also a changeup.
It'll dive low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bieber mostly fastball slider in his first 2 starts in the big leagues, both of them against Minnesota. Here's the 2-1 pitch. On the outer edge, 2-2 on Martin.
Well, if they're going to give him that pitch all night, man, it's going to be a long night for some of these left-handers. That ball looked like it was off the plate. Curran Danley is the home plate umpire this evening.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Martin. A strikeout to start this ball game. 1 away.
Yeah, he's pretty much shown us all of his pitches here in the very first at-bat to Martin. He showed us the fastball with real good command. He also showed us the slider, and he also showed us the curveball. So he showed us 3 of his 4 weapons.
Nasty bender to finish him off. And Martinez out number 1 for Jeimer Candelario now.
He did have some tight spin on that curveball.
Jeimer looks at a strike in the inside part of the plate.
Well, one thing the Tigers do know, they know that he's going to be around the plate. They know that he's going to throw a lot of first pitch strikes, and a lot of times it's going to be fastball.
Wave and a miss, and the count is 0-2. The Indians are so deep in their starting pitching staff. We've kind of highlighted that throughout the course of the night. Carlos Carrasco is currently on the DL, and Bieber, because of that, is getting his opportunity. And he just missed inside. Pretty close. 1-2 on Candelario. Tigers will not see Kluber in this series.
Oh, shucks.
No, we'll say they see Clevenger. They got Bauer tomorrow, though. There's the ball low, 2-2. I know you were still looking forward to seeing that guy right there, Corey Kluber. But he's not going to go in this series. He really pitched well his last time out against the Tigers.
He is really, really good.
Here's a 2-2. Here's tomorrow's starter. That would be Trevor Bauer, who's having himself quite a season.
And Bauer should be in Washington for the All-Star game in a couple of weeks, a few weeks. He should be. He's pitching that well.
Ball flared in the air to shallow center field. Might be trouble, but Naquin is going to come in to run and make the play. 2 gone. Had a shot there of Clevenger and Bauer. Those are 2 very different personalities, yet apparently they have struck a pretty good friendship up, and they are 2/3 or 2 parts, I should say, 2/5 of a really good rotation.
Yeah, Clevenger is taking steps that they didn't think he would take this quickly. He has been a really good pitcher for them, and they knew he was good, but they didn't expect him to show up and to go out there and do what he's done this year. Not this quickly. But it's funny, though, Mark, you get on a staff where you've got a Bauer and you got a Kluber and you got a Carrasco and healthy, and you see these guys pitching well, and Clevenger, you just kind of go right in there too, and you just start pitching well, just like this kid out here right now. He's acting like he's those guys. They
say that hitting is contagious. I would imagine watching the other guys in the rotation can be contagious too.
You know, you start to compete every 5th day. I mean, no one wants to get one up. I mean, it's a friendly competition, but you want to go out there and you basically want to pitch better than the guy pitched the night before.
1 ball, 1 strike on Castellanos. Nicholas fouls it back out of play.
Now, this young man right here looks like he's got some really nice pitchability. I mean, 2 years ago he was pitching at Santa Barbara in college, and really only a few starts in the minor leagues, and now he's in the big leagues.
A native of Orange, California, grew up in Laguna Hills. He's gone ahead of Castellanos 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the inning.
That breaking ball is filthy.
Couple of strikeouts for Shane Bieber. Mike Fiers will take the hill. Progressive Field, game 1 of the series. Mike Fiers on the hill for the Tigers, and he is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Hey, Mike's had a good year so far. He's made 13 starts. He's 5-3. Every 5th day, he gives the team a legitimate chance of winning a game. He's got a fastball that will top out about 91. He's got a nice curveball and a split change, part of his 3-pitch mix.
Starting lineup for the Tribe, presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Lindor, Brantley, and Ramirez, top 3. Middle of the lineup, Encarnacion, Alonso, and Chisenhall. Bottom 3, Gomes, Kipnis, and Tyler Naquin. So Mike Fiers will go to work. And Francisco Lindor skies the first pitch into left center field. It's going to be Martin. 1 pitch and 1 out.
And that's something that Fiers got these guys to do quite a bit of the last time that he saw them. Lots of pop-ups, lots of ground balls, lots of weak contact against Mike. Oakland University brings you the Tigers starting defense. In left field, you got Jacoby Jones, you got Martin in center, you got Castellanos in right. At third to first reads Candelario Iglesias. Goodrum is at second base, Hicks over at first, and McCann is the starting catcher.
Here is Michael Brantley, left fielder tonight for the Indians, and he looks at ball 1. Brantley having a very solid year, .315. His option was picked up last November, so he'll be a free agent at the end of the season. That ball skied in the air toward left. Hit pretty good but playable. Jacoby Jones under it. And there are 2 gone. So Fiers a couple of fly ball outs here in the first.
A couple of lazy fly ball outs.
You know, Rod, we've talked about how Fiers has been so good against the Indians, and I'm wondering, and I don't know if you would agree with this, but I'm wondering is this Cleveland team seems like they can hit a good fastball.
There's no doubt about that.
And Fiers pitches, as we know, more as a crafty righty.
Yeah, I mean, you can call him crafty. Usually we would not use that term for a righty. It's for a lefty, but we can use that with Fiers. And a lot of times, Mark, when you go up against a guy like Fiers, and you know he doesn't have the overpowering fastball, sometimes you just try to do too much, and that's when you start popping up everything. You're trying to force the issue against a guy that's really has good command and never really gives into the strike zone.
Well, let's say Ramirez hitting here with 2 outs.
But this guy's a good high fastball hitter, so you have to be careful if you go up top against him. We showed you his hot and cold zones when they were at Comerica Park a couple of weeks ago, and he doesn't love the ball down in the strike zone as much as he does up in the strike zone. That's why he threw that little split change at 83 at the bottom of the zone on the last pitch.
You got to be careful with Ramirez. He has hit 7 first-inning home runs this year, which is the most in the major leagues. And he's also knocked in 15 runs in the first inning.
He's one of the best hitters in the sport. He's been that way for the last couple of years.
Fouled away.
Switch hitter. Very seldom strikes out. As a matter of fact, he has walked more this year than he struck out. That's rare for most players in the big leagues these days. You just don't see that very often.
No, it's almost impossible, actually.
He's pretty good on the walk side. Not as many strikeouts.
2-2. Fiers in search of the 1-2-3 inning.
Going at the bottom of the zone.
Full count now, 3-2. Fiers' career against the Tribe, 3-1 with a 2.04 ERA. Ground ball, first base side, fair ball, fielded there by Hicks. Nope, they called it foul.
Yes, he did.
Foul ball.
Quinn Wolcott at first base made that call.
Kerwin Danley, your home plate umpire tonight. Here are the rest of the umpires: Danley, Wolcott, Hoy, and Hudson. With Kerwin, your crew chief. Officially tonight, a 1 hour 41 minute rain delay.
It's turned out to be a nice night if the rain stays away.
Again, the 3-2. And he walked in. 2-out walk for Ramirez. That's something that Fiers has been able to do, hold his walks in check this year. Only 15 walks coming in.
However, I have a feeling, and I don't know for sure, I have a feeling that that walk right there by Fiers, he really doesn't mind all that much.
Yeah, seemed like it. Told you the damage that Ramirez has done in the first inning. Now he'll go against the right-hander Encarnacion.
And Ramirez runs too, so you have to make sure that you don't forget about him. He has 10 stolen bases. He's only been caught twice. As a matter of fact, they've got a really good percentage at stealing bases as a club.
Drilled to center on the line, but right at Martin, and that will end the inning. No runs. They get a walk and leave one. We go to the second. Tonight, and we invite you to enjoy an exclusive evening with 2018 Hall of Fame inductees Alan Trammell and Jack Morris at a special celebration dinner. It's on Thursday, August 9th at the Motor City Casino Hotel. Special packages include a private meet and greet, commemorative gift, and more. If you'd like tickets, go to tigers.com/HOF dinner. Shane Bieber back to the hill, and he will face Victor Martinez, who gets it started for the Tigers here in the second. V. Martin, then Goodrum, and then Hicks facing Bieber, who had a 1-2-3, 2 strikeout first inning. Martinez at 246 appeared only once in the Cincinnati series as a pinch hitter and flied out.
And Victor has been a really good hitter in this ballpark. Of course, he started his major league career here for the Indians. His career batting average nearly 300 here at Progressive Field, with a lot of extra base damage. This kid looks pretty good, man.
Yeah, dandy pitch right there.
I mean, he's just a youngster. Been in big leagues really for he's been in professional baseball for just one full season. And he's in the big leagues, pitching for a first place team.
Oh, got him looking, and Martinez is punched out of there.
He's got 3 strikeouts already. All 3 of his strikeouts have come on that breaking ball. He doubled up on Victor. Back-to-back benders at 80 miles an hour. And I don't expect Bieber to call off Yan Gomes here tonight. Gomes has seen this Tigers team a bunch over the last number of years. So you can pretty much expect him, when Gomes put that sign down, he's going to throw whatever he asks him to throw.
Big swing by Goodrum. Well, I know it's early, but we're starting to see why so many clubs, I guess, have been in contact with the Indians about Mr. Bieber.
Yeah, anybody that the Indians want to acquire, they might have to give this young man up.
0-2.
And he's pitching everybody differently. You can tell he's following the scouting report to perfection so far as to how they want to pitch guys. Nico's been a couple of fastballs upstairs.
Here are those minor league numbers you were hinting at. How about 72 strikeouts and 6 walks?
He has been a strike thrower. I mean, even when you go back to his college days, I mean, this guy was striking out a bunch of people, and he was not walking very many at all.
Now again, the 1-2. That'll bounce in. You talk of being a strike thrower, and that's one thing, but I still think you have to throw quality strikes too, correct?
No question about that. This guy's got good command. I mean, there are a lot of guys in the big leagues that have good control, but he apparently can throw the ball exactly where he wants to.
And he just got a piece of it to stay alive.
Yeah, that ball right there, Gomes had his glove on the outside part of the plate, and it kind of leaked right back over the dish, and Goodrum got a good swipe at it.
Bieber is the #3 overall prospect according to Major League Baseball pipeline of the Indians. It's only 23. 10-game winner last year in the minor leagues at 3 different levels, so he's moved quickly through the Indian system. Swing and a miss. Goodrum is out of there already now. 4 strikeouts for Shane Bieber.
Well, he's had quite a few strikeouts in his first couple of starts in the majors. He's had 2 starts, both against the Minnesota Twins, and I believe 13 strikeouts and just 2 walks. But here's those numbers we were talking about in college. The win-loss record, not all that glamorous, but 237 strikeouts and 38 walks.
A little trip back to college courtesy of Nissan. The numbers posted by Shane Bieber. And Hicks flails and misses, and that is 8 swings and misses already for Bieber.
I was just getting ready to ask that question.
Hicks at 278, 6 homers. Only 2 hits on the road trip for Hicks. In and out, up and down.
All around.
All around.
And nothing but strikes.
That'll dart low and away, 2-2.
"30 pitches, 20 have landed in the strike zone."
Did he go? Yes, he went around. Shane Bieber strikes out the side here in the second. He has punched out 5 Tigers already. A 1-2-3 second. It'll be Alonzo Chisenhall, and then Kipnis coming up. So far, and the Tigers starting defense presented by Oakland University. Martin in center, flanked by Castellanos and Jones. Iglesias, Goodrum up the middle on the infield. Hicks and Candelario at the corners, and Fires and McCann your battery tonight. Now Fires goes back to work. He will face Yonder Alonso here in the second. Fires allowed a 2-out walk to Ramirez in the first, but no damage. And Alonso looks at ball one. Yonder a solid season this year in his first year with the Indians. He's hit 11 homers. He's knocked in 39.
He's a solid defender too over at first base. A lot of people don't talk about Alonso defensively, but he's really good over there.
Pull on the ground up the middle, but Iglesias is there.
And he played perfectly.
The shift worked that time. One gone. I was wondering about the shift. I'd love to dig some numbers up on how many hits are saved compared to how many hits get through because of the shift.
Right.
I'm wondering if the shift, I mean, obviously it is working because teams continue to do it.
Right.
But that was a great example of how it saved one there.
Yeah, I'm sure that there are times where, I mean, you might overshift on someone and they might beat the shift, but and most of the folks that are doing the analytics, they feel like the overwhelming majority of the time that person in that batter's box, because there's so much data on them, they're going to hit the ball where they usually hit it. And if they play guy to pull, and like Chisenhall right here, they're not playing him to pull like they were Alonso. Apparently he will take the ball the other way.
1 ball, 1 strike. Iglesias was around the other side of the bag at second for the previous hitter. You can see that he's on the shortstop side here. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, they have a lot of pull hitters in their lineup today, but Chisenhall is not one of those guys that's pull happy.
Here's the 1-2. Just off the plate. Fires thought he had him struck out. Little bit of a look in there for Kerwin Danley. Swing and a miss, and Chisenhall is out of there. First strikeout of the night for Fires. By the way, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll be selecting the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, and as usual, it's presented by McDonald's. Fires off to a nice start. He's picked up his first strikeout, and now Yan Gomes will stand in.
It looks like Fires is understanding that he's going to have to match the other kid pitch for pitch today, because the starter for the Cleveland Indians tonight has already punched out 5 of the first 6 hitters he's seen tonight. And he's not an overpowering guy.
Nope. But Bieber has found a way to fan 5 already, including the side at the top of the second. 0-1 on Yan Gomes. Up and in.
Yeah, you always have to be careful with Gomes. Having a pretty good year this season. He does have 9 homers. He's driven in 24. He's got surprising power. 2 homers already this season against Detroit.
One of those home runs, a walk-off. That was against Kansas City back in April. 1-2 on Gomes. Popped him up. Shallow right field. Goodrum drifting back. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Mike Fires. We go to the third, and James McCann gets it started. Here at Progressive Field, game 1 of the series, no score. Time now for Lowe's whole team together. Want to look at some fastball statistics here. The lowest fastball usage of major league teams this season. The Yankees, you got the Tigers and Indians and the Rays on that list.
Wow, how about that? A lot of off-speed pitches these days.
Indeed, there's Chris Pasio, the new pitching coach of the Tigers this year. Look at all that information he's got planned in there.
He's got a ton of it.
Books and books and books.
That's like an overload, isn't it?
It is.
It's almost like, how would you have time to look through all that stuff?
Oh, they find time.
Computer, they got a computer over there. They got that paper right there. On the right side of there, they got another laptop down there. Game's changed, partner.
That it has. McCann, Iglesias, and Jones here, the bottom 3 for the Tigers.
All the players have scouting reports in their back pockets.
1 ball, 1 strike. McCann 3 hits on this road trip. He is trying to snap an 0 for 9. And he shoots one back up the middle. It's going to be backed up by Kipnis. Got right by the pitcher, but 1 gone.
Let's take a look at our Bale Tire pitch by pitch. Shane Bieber in the first couple of frames, nothing but first pitch strikes, and then when it gets ahead, this breaking ball has been absolutely wicked. I mean, it's got a lot of late life to it. It's got some nasty bite to it. It's got good command with his fastball too. Tigers are going to be a while before they figure him out.
Iglesias looks at ball 1. Boy, it's been a great month for Jose, and all of a sudden you look up, his average now is at 273.
Iglesias puts the ball in play. He has great bat to ball skills. Another swing and miss, and most of the swings and misses have come on that breaking ball.
10 swings and misses so far. He's also pitching ahead.
Just about everybody. A first pitch strike.
Iggy would not chase. 2-2. Iglesias in the month of June at 333, which has really got his average up to a healthy area.
Wow, he's knocking on the door 280.
He is. A couple of good games, he'll be there. Down the right field line, slicing.
Yeah, Iggy had 3 hits on Wednesday, and Tigers dropped a couple of tough ones in Cincinnati. Those were a couple of tough losses after winning those 3 games in Chicago, then going into Cincinnati, a last place club, and dropping a couple of games with Boyd and Fulmer on the mound.
Pulled to left field. That'll be a base hit. Tigers have their first hit of the game.
You knew they wasn't going to strike Iggy out.
No. Few have this year. That'll bring up Jacoby Jones.
Real nice, short, quick, compact swing by Iggy.
Now Jones, the number 9 hitter. Jacoby has picked it up as well. He's got a 7-game hitting streak going right now. Popped up. Shallow right field. Kipnis back. Chisenhall calls him off, and there are 2 gone. That'll bring up the top of the order now, Leonis Martin.
Iglesias always a threat to steal, especially as many breaking balls as Bieber is throwing here today. He might be able to get out there and pick out one and get you an easy steal. Iglesias even said that a couple of steals, I guess maybe in Cincinnati, Ron Gardner was talking about what he saw one time when he stole a base in Cincinnati. And Iglesias said he got out far enough and he saw the catcher's signs and he ran on a breaking ball.
Drilled toward left field, and Brantley will run it down to end the inning. No runs, one hit, one left. When we come back, John Keating will introduce you to the newest Detroit Red Wing. The Tigers have the game's only hit so far. A single by Iglesias. It'll be Kipnis to get it started for the Indians. Then Naquin and then Lindor facing Mike Fiers. 1-2-3 second for Mike. Kipnis not having a very good year overall, batting .208, although he has come on a little bit better of late. Oddly enough, he has struggled against right-handed pitching, under 200. That'll miss outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Kipnis.
And Terry Francona continues to run him out there every single night, hoping that Kipnis could recapture his all-star form of a couple of seasons ago.
Popped up, shallow left field routine for Jones. 1 away. We check in now with John Keating. All right, Keats, thanks. I'm sure the Red Wings excited about inking the Czech star. And now with 1 out, here is Tyler Naquin. That'll miss inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Naquin, the center fielder. Hampered by a hamstring injury earlier this year, batting .315. Right back to the mound, and Fiers will toss him out, 2 away. They'll bring up the top of the order now, Francisco Lindor. It'll bring us to the Bernstein advantage. We'll look at the numbers on Lindor against Mike Fiers. 3 for 17. Lindor fly to center field in the first. Well, Fiers has really done well, and what has been a really good Cleveland offense the last several years. We mentioned his ERA .204 career against the Tribe. So he has shut down some pretty good bats.
Now, there's not many guys walking around with an earned run average like Mike Fiers against this potent offense the last number of years, with Lindor and Ramirez and Encarnacion and Brantley when he's been healthy. They got a really balanced lineup. They got speed, they got switch hitters, they got power, they got lefties, they got righties.
Well, remember Joe Hesketh.
I do remember Joe Hesketh.
Gio Gonzalez on that list, lowest ERA against the Tribe since 1920.
Yeah, 3 of those 4 guys, they've taken it to the house.
Did not go. 3-1 on Lindor. Swinging a drive. Deep right field. That ball is way back, and that ball is way gone. Francisco Lindor has just hit his 17th home run of the year.
If you're Mike Fiers, the one thing that you hated to do against Francisco Lindor, because we showed you the numbers, he pretty much had Lindor's number since Lindor's been in the big leagues. But once you fall behind 3 balls and 1 strike, and then you have to split the plate with appeared to be a fastball, you're going to get hit. And that fastball was 90 miles an hour. And he threw that ball right down the middle.
And Fiers knew it immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, Lindor's not going to miss that one. Really, the home run ball has cost the Tigers the last number of games. Couple in Cincinnati, now here tonight. It's really not been a lot of hits against him, but they've been giving up the long ball. The grand slam, the Scooter Gennett home run as well.
Suarez.
The other kid went deep too, didn't he? Duvall
did, yeah.
And so they haven't had a difficult time of keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Brantley rolls one to second and thrown out there by Goodrum. A run on the home run. Lindor has made it 1-0. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. As we go to the 4th inning, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app and take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go. Made available by Oakland University. Tigers now trying to answer back as we go to the 4th inning with Jeimer Candelario. Jeimer, then Castellanos, and then Martinez, 2, 3, and 4, facing Shane Bieber, who has got a boatload of swings and misses tonight.
And we really haven't seen his best fastball. I was watching some of his game when he pitched 5 days ago against the Minnesota Twins, and he can get up to 94 with his heater, but he have not gotten there yet today. His command is really good. We heard a lot of really good things about his control, and he's pretty much shown us that through the first 3 frames.
Got that same stoic demeanor that Corey Kluber had, showing very little motion.
He really ain't supposed to be doing this, Mario, 1 year out of college.
Agreed. We all know what Kluber is. He is a Cy Young winner, having another Cy Young type year. But Kluber is, or I should say, Bieber has gotten to the big leagues quick and taking advantage of his chances. That one stayed high, 3-2.
You wonder who's going to start the American League All-Star game for the American League. We got a lot of candidates, but a lot of good ones. Kluber. That's why I bring it up. He's a candidate.
Little chopper to first base. Alonso has it there. I think a lot of that depends on how the rotations will.
That's true.
Work out going into the break. Here's Chevrolet's most dependable player, Nicholas Castellanos, highest line drive rate this season, and Castellanos at the top of the list. Pretty good. 32% on that line drive rate.
Nick punched out on a breaking ball his first time up, but it was a really good breaking ball thrown by Bieber. And Nicholas has a total of 89 hits this year, and 49 of his hits are going off speed pitches. So off speed pitches really don't bother Nick that much. It's when they're in the strike zone.
Bieber is just 6 of 12 in first pitch strikes. But he has really kept the Tigers off balance here. The single by Iglesias in the third, their only hit. Back up the middle, and Kipnis will scoop this one up and get it. No, it's dropped at first base by Alonso.
Ooh, you don't see that very often by Alonso.
Just couldn't pick it. A little bit of a low throw there from Kipnis on the bobble. So we'll see if the Tigers can take advantage. First error of the ball game for either team. The error goes to Alonso at first base. Vimart struck out in the second, struck out looking. Martinez began his career here with the Indians. In fact, last year he picked up his 2000th major league hit in this ballpark last July. Now the 1-0. Chopper to the right side. They'll fire to second one. A lot of time for the double play. And the Tigers are done here in the fourth. Jose Ramirez starts it off for the Tribe.
to show you a pitch by pitch they had earlier this season, and this is pretty much what he tried to do to him his first time up. He's a high ball hitter, so most of the pitches at south of the knees against Ramirez, and when he does that, he has success against him. You don't want to go up in the strike zone to Jose.
Ramirez walked in the first inning, and he'll look at ball one. Encarnacion and then Alonso to follow here in the fourth. Indians have a 1-0 lead on the Francisco Lindor home run in the third. Ramirez looks at a ball outside, 2-0.
And it kind of looks like they've chosen not to allow Jose Ramirez to hit a whole lot in this 3-game series. I can't say I blame him either.
In there, a strike called. He stayed away, and he got the benefit of that call. Look at the look on the face of Ramirez.
He gave Kirby a crooked look.
That ball was well outside. Here's the 2-1.
Wow. Tardy swing right there by Jose. He must have been looking for something else. Remember that pitch by pitch that we showed you. He got him out with a breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. And one of the few times here tonight that Fires and McCann not necessarily on the same page. Mike Fires has he can shake off anything. He's a pitcher. He's got the ball in his hand.
Would not offer that time. Fill the count 3-2.
I'd go right back down there again and see if he could lay off of that one. They're going fastball down.
And he walked in ball 4, so 2 walks in this game for Ramirez. Let's check in now with Johnny Kane.
Well, you guys are talking about Mike Fires and his numbers against Cleveland Indians. And this season in 2 previous starts has been excellent. Cleveland hitters just a 174 average against him at 13 strikeouts compared to just 2 walks. And when I talked to him yesterday, about his plan of attack, he said, every start's different, but, I'm going to go up against these guys and kind of showcase what I did before. I want to get ahead early and then expand late. But when he was talking about the importance of this series as a whole, we all know what it is. We know where the Tigers are and who they're chasing. He says, we really don't have to wait until September to start worrying about games that count. He said, we know what we're up against here. It doesn't matter if the games are in, June or July. These games are all important. So Mike Fires understands the importance of getting this one tonight.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Johnny. A game that you win now is one less that you have to win later in the season. But if you're the Tigers now, they are 5 games back behind Cleveland coming in. So you've got a chance here to dive into that deficit. Encarnacion drills one in the air deep in the left field. Jones going back. It's down the line, and that ball is gone. A 2-run shot for Edwin Encarnacion.
This Indians team is dangerous in this ballpark. I mean, if you look at their splits as far as their offense is concerned, it is totally different here than when they go on the road. And that's pretty much per man as well.
The Indians came in 11 over at home.
And that's a fastball at 90 that's up. And Eddie, he knew that he hit it out of the ballpark as soon as it left his bat, because he posed for a moment.
Yeah, he pulled out the parrot too.
Did he?
Round in the bag.
Yeah.
So a 2-run shot, number 17 for Encarnacion. 3-0 Tribe as Alonso takes high. Seems like every year Encarnacion starts horribly in the month of April, and then you look up at the end of the year and he's got 30 or more homers.
Exactly. He's done that about 6 years in a row. Been a really good power hitter, and you're starting to see that power translates away from the Rogers Center in Toronto. A lot of people thought that because he was playing there, that's why he was hitting all the home runs, but he hits home runs everywhere.
I had wondered about that when the Indians signed him, because, yeah, that ballpark in Toronto, man, that is conducive for some home run balls, but no slowdown at all.
It's fun to hit in that ballpark in Toronto. Tigers will visit there in a couple of weeks. It's been 4 days in Toronto. A Thursday, Friday, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday
right?
Game in Toronto. Wraparound series.
Alonso is 0 for 1 ground ball against Flyers. Here's the 1-2. Sliced into center field. Out of the reach of Candelario. It's a single for Alonso. Three straight have reached now in this inning for the Tribe. Ball 1 to Chisenhall. Flyers has now allowed 16 home runs. That is a team high for the Tigers. The only other Tiger in double figures is Fulmer with 11. Encarnacion has followed up Lindor. Popped up. Middle of the infield for Iglesias. First out of the inning. Well, the Tigers host the Rangers Saturday, July 7th at 4:10. And the first 10,000 fans receive a Willie Horton 1968 50th anniversary bobblehead courtesy of Dunkin' Donuts. If you'd like tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or go to tigers.com. Now Yan Gomes. Strike 1 to Gomes. Pretty good month of June for the Indians catcher. 319 this month. Last year he was at better than 40% in throwing out runners. Not quite as good this year. He's in the upper 20s.
He's always been known as a good receiver and a really good thrower. And from behind the plate. We've got two pretty good catchers. Perez also a really good catcher.
Indians have won 7 of 10 between these two clubs this year. They swept the Tigers earlier this season here in Cleveland. And I think you said it a little bit earlier that the Tigers really, if they want to make some noise now, if they want to be looked at upon as a team that is getting back to where they need to be, they got to beat this ball club here.
Yeah, they have no problem beating some of the other teams in the Central, but they've had no success against this particular team right here. Tigers in this particular ballpark have lost 20 of their last 26 games. 20 of their last 26 games they've lost in this ballpark.
Swing and a miss. Gomes retired and Fires comes back with a strikeout.
And here's a smaller stretch. Last 7 games in Cleveland. You can see they're scoring bunches of runs. Their earned run average is really good. Well, the numbers are just lopsided, and that's when a team can win all the games that they play against you. Numbers don't lie.
Now Kipnis. Ball 1. fly ball to left in his last at bat. Kipnis came in batting 196 versus righties. He has not been able to get back to his all-star form, Rod, and you wonder if when they get to the deadline or near the deadline, if he has not put it together, I wonder if they might trade for a third baseman, move Ramirez to second.
Well, we do know that Ramirez can play second base. As a matter of fact, last season during the postseason, Kipnis found himself playing in the outfield because Ramirez had taken his job. So that's a great point, Mario. They're going to have to get better. And they said they need a bullpen piece as well. They're going to get Andrew Miller back. Cody Allen's pitching much better in the back of that bullpen. That's one area where they've gotten better, too, in their bullpen from when we saw them earlier.
They were really struggling. That bullpen has kind of leveled off now.
If you look at their numbers overall, pretty much since Terry Francona has taken over, they've been a really good second half team. I mean, they won 22 straight games last year in the second half. That's ridiculous. 22 straight games in the big leagues against good big league players. You know they ran into some good starters.
Swing and a miss, and Kipnis is out of there to retire the side. 3 strikeouts for Fiers. More damage done here. Lindor homered in the third to put them on top. And Encarnacion with a 2-run shot. The Paris out early in this one for Encarnacion. As we go to the top of the 5th, it'll be Goodrum, Hicks, and McCann for the Tigers facing Shane Bieber. Nico, a strikeout in the first at bat that he had. That was back in the second. And he'll look at a strike 0-1. Goodrum is out at second base in this game. He continues to get a lot of playing time at that position. He and Machado pretty much sharing second. And he'll golf that one down the right field line. It is hooking, and that is a foul ball.
Oh my goodness.
Nico running hard, but they called it a foul ball, and Goodrum can't believe it.
It was an absolute rocket, that much I do know.
Hooking.
Ooh, it was close. It was close. Look foul though.
Yeah, Tigers say hold on, let's check it. Goodrum was motoring his second. He thought that ball was fair. As did the Tigers.
Yeah, he wasn't going to take no chances.
Now there's the indentation. You can see it. There's your visual proof. You can't get closer than this. 0-2 on Goodrum. Nico had that 2-homer game back in May against Cleveland. He'll roll this one to first base. Alonso has it. He'll take it himself. Goodrum is out. One gone. That brings up John Hicks. What a lift a guy Bieber can give a team that just lost one of his best pitchers. I know this staff is deep, Rod, the Indian staff, but I mean, this guy just walks in and put together 2 pretty good ones so far. Now tonight, really good.
And it looks like Terry Francona and Carl Willis, the pitching coach, basically told Shane, you know what, just go out there and do what you've always done. Just throw strikes and let your defense work behind you. And if you do that, you can have success up here. Carl Willis has been a pitching coach for a number of different teams. His second tour of duty here as a pitching coach. He's been in Boston. I believe he was in Minnesota too for a short spell.
It'll chopper toward third base, and they're going to let it roll. It'll stay fair. That'll be a base hit. Little bleeder of a single for Hicks, and the Tigers have a man aboard.
It's a wise decision by Jose Ramirez, the third baseman. He was not going to throw Hicks out at first, so what he was hoping for is that the ball would roll foul. And so once he gets over to it, he takes a look at Hicks. He says, I don't have a play here, so just let me run by it and hope that that ball goes foul.
Tigers have their second hit, and that'll bring up James McCann, who bounced out 4-3 in his first at bat. Strike one as he bends one in there on McCann. James now for his last 10, trying to get it going here. One of the impressive things about this Indian staff is that they have 34 starts of 7 or more innings, which is the most in the major leagues. Now the question is, what kind of an effect does that have going forward on the amount of innings they've lost?
Yeah, I think only time will tell, Mario. I mean, it's a great point. I mean, we'll see whether these guys break down later on because of fatigue or not. Or do they change the way that other pitching coaches start to think about their rotations if they watch this staff?
Yeah.
I mean, throw 7 innings every single night. I mean, maybe there's a trend that's going back the other way. And because we know that everybody's got into the whole bullpen thing here.
Well, they took Kluber out after 7 innings in his last start when they could have let him go a little farther. So trying to manage his workload as well. Soft little looper into right field, and that ball's going to drop. Base hit. Tigers have something going now with back-to-back singles.
Yeah, neither hit very hard, but John Hicks and James McCann will take it. Basically infield single by John Hicks and a bloop single, and to right field on a breaking ball by McCann.
First at bat for either team with a man in scoring position.
And Tigers have got the right guy at the plate right now in Jose Iglesias. He's going to put the ball in play. He's not the easiest to strike out. And he also, when you throw the ball over the plate, he has great bat to ball skills. He doesn't usually swing and miss. Not at all. A couple of guys in the ballpark tonight have really good bat to ball skills. The guy in left field also doesn't strike out very much. Brantley on balls in the strike zone.
Single back in the third. And Bieber missing outside. 2-0 now. I think if memory serves, Iglesias started the year 2 for 45 this season. Was in a huge slump to begin the season. But boy, his last month and a half has been outstanding.
Yeah, he was scuffling to start the year. Now he's coming off a pretty good spring training.
Low ball 3, and he's 1 pitch away from loading the bases.
Well, he doesn't walk many. And a pretty good chance he's going to throw this next one right down the middle.
He does. It is taken for a strike. There you go. 223 to 283 to 333 in the month of June. 3-1 pitch. 3-2. Iglesias thought it might have been a tad low, but it caught the bottom of the strike zone. Jones on deck. Bouncing ball to short. Lindor to second one. Relay not in time. It'll be a fielder's choice. 2 outs now with men at first and third. Not hit nearly hard enough to turn 2 on Iglesias.
I mean, some of you may be wondering why in the world would Kipnis, the second baseman, even throw the ball over to first base knowing that Iglesias is going to be far past that bag. The reason for that is sometimes you don't know whether that guy falls in the batter's box or not. I mean, we've seen guys slip in the batter's box, and therefore if you don't finish the play, you got no shot at getting the double play. So that's why he finished that play, even though he knew he was not going to get a double play with Iglesias running.
Here's Jones down with 2 outs. He'll look at a strike. 0-1. Fly to right field in his first at bat. Jones trying to extend what is now a 7-game hitting streak.
And Jacoby's going to have to lay off that fastball upstairs eventually. That's how teams have attacked him lately, especially once they get ahead of him.
Jones is still searching for that consistency as the rally goose apparently has made it to Cleveland. Jacoby had some nice at bats in Cincinnati. Had that 10 pitch at bat which resulted in a walk and an RBI. And a strike called on the outer edge. 1-2.
And first couple of innings, Bieber threw a lot of breaking balls. I mean, a lot of breaking balls. And now he's throwing a lot of fastballs. And the Tigers are taking those fastballs. So that's just a really nice job of changing how you pitch a second time through the lineup. You have to make adjustments. And he's made a really nice adjustment in how he is maneuvering through this lineup with the help of the catcher, Yan Gomes.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Bieber pitches out of the jam in the 5th. We'll go to the bottom half. Lindor batting second for the Tribe. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. For tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Tribe on top 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th here at Progressive Field. Mike Fiers goes back to work. Tyler Naquin leads it off. Naquin, then Lindor, and then Brantley. Lindor and Encarnacion with home runs for the Tribe against Mike Fiers. He'll get back out of play. Fiers is 8 for 18 in first pitch strikes. Naquin 0 for 1. He tapped right back to the mound at his first at bat. You like me, when Naquin first got to the big leagues, I thought this guy would be a star for a few years.
Oh, didn't he finish like second or third in Rookie of the Year ballot in his first year?
Yeah, hit for power, stole bases.
And then his next year, I think he got off to a slow start. He spent the next season and a half in the minor leagues. We really haven't seen him since his rookie year. Not that much.
315 coming in the big leagues this year.
He does add some balance to their lineup, though, with Chisenhall in right field and Naquin in center field. A couple of left-handed bats against right-handers. They have 7 batters in the lineup tonight, swinging left-handed against Mike Fiers. 2 guys are switch hitters.
Lindor and Ramirez are switch. 0-2. McCann held it there, and it was borderline. Chop to the right side, foul ball.
And what do Mike Fiers' splits look like against righties and lefties? And lefties hitting him 265 and righties 290. But Terry Francona not going by the numbers. He still loaded his lineup with tons of lefties.
Naquin waiting on the 1-2. And he got him swinging. He's going to go to the backstop, and he'll be safe at first base. Strike him out, wild pitch.
Well, it's time for the DT Energy Know Your Own Power, and Mr. Lindor has a lot of power. A lot of home runs last season. He connected in the 3rd against Mike Fiers. It was a solo shot. It was on a fastball, and he lifted and separated. He got a pretty good launch angle on that one. You could tell.
17th of the year for Lindor. Leadoff man is on. Strike called on Lindor. Lindor came in batting only .211 this month. He had cooled considerably, but he was the player of the month in the American League in May when he hit .373.
I think he had like 9 straight games, Mario, where he had at least 2 extra base hits in 9 straight games.
It's funny though, as the season goes on, you realize that you have to look at the season in totality. Because there will be hot stretches and cold stretches, and you try and maintain some consistency as much as you can.
Lots of ebbs and flows, lots of peaks and valleys. And that's why a lot of managers, they don't like to judge the younger kids in spring training. They don't like to judge the younger kids in September, because you've got to see that overall body of the work through the entire season to really know what you have. A lot of managers have said that. You just can't get excited about young kids' numbers when they come up in the month of September. Yes, you look at them, but you just don't get really excited about them until you really see them for a full calendar year.
Now, having said that, we have seen where guys have made an impression in September or spring training.
And subsequently, they get called up pretty soon. Yes, absolutely.
And they get their opportunity.
Or that guy that has a really good September, when you go to spring training, he gets more looks than he normally would have gotten.
The 1-1. Like Danley wanted to call it, but held off. 2-1.
And Fires could use a ground ball here in the worst way.
Down the left field line, slicing to the corner. Lindor couldn't keep that one fair. 2-2.
Ball is traveling here tonight. It's a warm, kind of humid night, I guess I would say.
Yeah, I would too. I stepped out of the hotel today. My weather app said it's 70 degrees, and I stepped out and thought, wow, it's warmer than that.
Yeah.
But it was the humidity.
I've already seen a couple balls fly out of here.
I will say this, though. I haven't seen anything in a while like we saw in Cincinnati the other day, man. Fly ball, pop-ups were getting to the warning track.
Yes, Joe. I mean, Great American Ballpark. It's a nice facility. There's no doubt about that. But it's a bandbox.
Naquin draws the throw. Indians have been a running team this year for the most part. They've stolen 51 bases, third in the American League. They've been successful lately as well. 26 of their last 27 stolen base attempts.
The Tigers have seen a couple of teams on this current road trip that like to run the bases, like to steal. That White Sox team also has quite a few stolen bases.
Indians lead 3-0. Homers by Lindor and Encarnacion off Mike Fires. Runner goes. Lifted in the air toward left. Jones moving back. And Naquin will retreat. One gone. Well, Friday, July 6th, the Tigers take on the Rangers at 7:10 p.m. The first 10,000 fans 21 and older receive a patriotic picture courtesy of Miller Lite. Stay after the game for the post-game fireworks show. Tickets can be had by going to tigers.com. Barreling toward the middle of the summer as we wind up the month of June. Here is Michael Brantley. Fly ball and a ground out for Brantley. You know, I'm thinking, Rod, if Brantley is able to stay healthy the rest of this year, there's going to be quite a market for his services.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this guy has a tremendous bat. I mean, batting .313. I mean, just a couple of years ago, this guy was nearly an MVP in the American League. Hit for power. He's much more of a pull hitter now than he used to be. He used to be a guy that slapped the ball the other way, but he's hitting for more power. And he's pulling the ball more.
Runner goes and is driven toward the gap in right center field. That ball is down. It's going to go to the wall. This will get a run in. Brantley is on his way to second, and he'll pull in with an RBI double.
That's exactly what I was just mentioning regarding Brantley. A couple of years ago, when you would get a 1-0 count, he tried to hit that ball the other way, but now he's turning on everything. I mean, he gets this ball at about 87 miles an hour. It's a cutter. And he just rips it to the pull field. Look at the concentration there by Brantley. He's got a perfect swing, perfect balance, and the result was really good. A lot of extra base hits already tonight against Fires.
2 homers and a double. Naquin, who reached on the strikeout wild pitch, comes around to score. Here is Ramirez with 1 out. That'll bend in for ball one. Menards brings you the big money encounter. When you look at some of the numbers that Jose Ramirez has posted, first in franchise history for 10 steals, 20 homers, doubles, and 50 RBIs in the first half.
We have a long way to go in the first half, too. Is the first half technically the All-Star break?
Well, it is, but games-wise, we're almost there. We're almost to the halfway point in terms of games. But yes, the breakdown is typically pre-All-Star and post-All-Star.
Ron Gardenhire taking a look at the lineup. If this was a closer game, they would not be pitching to Ramirez here.
Yeah, agreed.
With the base open.
Foul away, 1-2. Ramirez 2 walks. He has scored a run. 43 extra base hits already this year. Two and two. Gardy looking over the cards as well. He's got Encarnacion waiting on deck. Then the lefty Alonso. 3-2 now on Ramirez. You look at Jose Ramirez and you say this guy's got 22 home runs. You look at JD Martinez, who has the same amount, and you say, yeah, one guy should have 22, the other should not.
Right.
At least not physically. Action now in the Tiger bullpen. Here's the 3-2. High, ball 4 for the third time today. Ramirez has walked. And the Baz coming out to the mound now.
You know, one of the advantages of a guy like Ramirez over a guy like JD Martinez is the fact that he's a switch hitter. So he never really sees that nasty breaking ball going away from him from the right-hander or the left-hander. Everything is always coming in to both Lindor and Ramirez and all switch hitters, and that's what helps both those guys hit the ball as far and as well as they do.
Yeah, never thought of it that way. So Buck Farmer warming up in the Tigers pen.
And we were talking about Encarnacion and all the home runs that he hit in Toronto when he was playing there for the Blue Jays. Well, he's hitting lots of home runs these days for his new team. And that would be the Cleveland Indians. He's in the second year of a 4-year contract. Lindor, he's always cheerleading.
Little pose after that last home run by Encarnacion.
Well, I guess the Tigers came in with the game plan partner of not allowing Ramirez to hit, and that's been good. But they have not been able to slow down a couple of the other guys.
And Ramirez walking 3 times. Strike 1 to Encarnacion. His home run was his 17th of the year. 6 straight years to 30 or more. He's on his way again this year, on pace for 36. Now he's down 0-2.
You know, you and I were in Ron Gardenhire's office a couple of days ago, and I was asking him about the shift in double play situations as it is right now. I mean, the way that they're playing, it's kind of hard to turn a double play. I mean, even on a guy like Encarnacion that doesn't run all that well, but this is what teams are doing, not just the Tigers, but a lot of teams in baseball.
I guess the way you look at it is they're giving up the potential double play or making it more difficult to maybe save a run.
Yeah, but there are times where there's runners on first and third, and we see the opposing teams with heavy shifts to one side of the infield, basically opening up the entire left or right side of the infield, which you will never get a double play to get yourself out of the inning.
Now the 1-2 did not go. Held up.
Eddie's taking a page out of Miguel Cabrera's book. He didn't want Kerwin Danley to call. He simply pointed down to Quinn Walcott, the first at base umpire, to see what he thought. Check out Edwin here on this pitch. I'm not going to wait for you, Kerwin. Nope, nope. I'm getting my check myself. Miggy does that a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does. Popped up. Right field, Castellanos cruising under it. Runner will tag at second and go to third. He is in there. That'll leave him at the corners now with 2 outs. Brantley able to move up. It'll leave it up to Alonso.
And remember that Ramirez at first base has 10 steals, and if you forget about him, he will steal a base to get down in the scoring position.
Indians have at least 1 run in each of the last 3 innings. They lead 4-0.
Yeah, last time Alonso was up, he hit one right where the second base umpire is standing, and for a base hit up the middle.
Runner goes. Ball high, fake throw, and not biting at third. Brantley stays home. Stolen base, and that'll be number 11 for Ramirez. Fires down just 10 of 23 in first pitch strikes. Alonso shoots one on the ground right into the shift. Fires will cover first base on the long throw to retire the side. Tribe gets another run, and the top of the order coming up for Detroit. Off for Heroes. Want to focus on Corey Kluber, the Indian starter, who along with his wife Amanda play host to local veterans from Cleveland VA Medical Center as select home games, and he's also taking part of the Carhartt Strikeout for Vets program, donating $100 for every strikeout this year. So we salute Corey Kluber and what he does for our veterans.
Yeah, good for Corey and Amanda.
Leonis Martin will get it going now for the Tigers. We're in the 6th inning. 4-0. Indians have the lead. And Martin will take ball 1. Tigers had their best scoring chance, 2 on, 1 out in the 5th inning, but a ground ball and a strikeout got Bieber out of any trouble. He struck out 5 batters early in the game, but has had only 1 since.
Most of those strikeouts came on his breaking ball early in the game. He hasn't thrown nearly as many breaking balls in the last couple of innings.
Missed it high, and the count goes 3-0. He is now the 3rd pitcher in franchise history with 6 or more strikeouts in his first 3 career appearances. Herb Scoren and Louis Tiant, the other 2, and there's a 4-pitch walk.
Here are Bieber's 6 strikeouts here today. You got Leonis, Castellanos, Victor, Goodrum, Hicks, and Jones.
Here's Candelario. Jamer, a ground ball and a fly ball, and that's 5 straight that have missed the strike zone now for Bieber. In there, a strike call. You know, for as good as Bieber has looked tonight, he is just 9 of 20 on first pitch strikes.
Yeah, I saw it early. I thought maybe he was better in the first inning, but he really wasn't that good.
One and 2 now on Jamer.
And but one of the things, Mario, he really has done, and we've got a really nice piece on Castellanos when he comes up to illustrate how this guy pitched Castellanos his first time up, and then how he flipped the script his second time up. I know Yan Gomes, the catcher, is doing it, but still, it's impressive.
Swing and a miss, and Candelario retired via the strikeout.
Here's these 2 pitch by pitches. The first time up, he pretty much stayed away from Nicholas with breaking balls and finished him off with breaking balls. Second time, totally different how he was able to get Nicholas out. Away with everything. Now check him out the second time around. Starts him off soft to get him thinking about something soft. And then all of a sudden he comes inside with back-to-back fastballs, and he was able to jam him on the second one. So just a nice job of moving the glove around by Yan Gomes to a really good hitter in Castellanos.
Catcher can call for it, but the pitcher still has to execute.
Yeah, you got that right, man. You got that right.
Castellanos reaching on an air in the 4th inning is 0 for 2.
But it's a huge advantage for a guy like Bieber. I mean, the mix is only his 3rd start to have a catcher like Gomes behind the plate that knows his Tigers team through and through.
Line to right field, base hit. Martin will go to second. The Tigers again have 2 men on.
It's a nice job there by Castellanos. Now, Nicholas made an adjustment that time. Fastball inside. He got his hands close to his body and hit a good line drive the opposite way. Good piece of hitting. Same fastball he jammed Nick with his last time up on the roller over to third base.
Here's Victor Martinez, who hit into a double play in his last at bat. Tigers have 2 on with 1 out. B-Mart is 0 for 2.
Let's see if they can make him pay for the base on ball.
Ball 1. Bieber now is at 84 in the pitch count. One.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed pitch. In 94, best fastball that Bieber has thrown here today. 80 with several of his curveballs.
Bieber has really dominated in the minor leagues. 16-6 with an ERA a little bit over 2. Well, he hasn't been in pro ball all that long, but still.
It's unusual for guys to get to the big leagues as quickly as Bieber had.
Ground ball, foul ball, just outside of the bag at first.
And Bieber is one of 3 pitchers in the big leagues from the 2016 draft. So 3 guys have made it to the big leagues from that draft. Eric Lauer and Joey, what is that? Lucchesi? Lucchesi. And both of them with the Padres.
Yeah. 1-2 on V-Mart. Right back up the middle. Lindor flagged it beautifully. Will flip to second. 1. And they got a double play.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness. Holy smokes. V-Mart hits into another double play, but Lindor was a magician on that play. Tigers want to take a look to make sure he was out at first. With the shift, it made it more difficult, but the Tigers say no challenge. Lindor, great play to start 2. Ban of Victor Martinez, but that last one was magic by the Indians. Wall side windows pitching change. Buck Farmer is out now for the Tigers.
And Buck's pitched quite a bit this year. In 37th game that he's been in. 35 strikeouts, 22 base on balls.
Chisenhall leads it off, and then Gomes and Kipnis. Five innings of work tonight for Fiers before he departs. There's a high drive into right field. Going back is Castellanos to the track, going to the wall, and he leaps, and Nick makes the catch. Nice play by Castellanos, getting to the wall and hauling it in.
And Nick had a play like this over in Cincinnati where he got back to the wall. He jumped up and the ball hit his glove and it went over the wall. But this time he knows exactly where the wall is. He gets there and he jumps up and he makes a really nice play. And Buck Farmer really appreciates it. You always want to know where that wall is. And that time he was able to find the wall and he was able to elevate without jumping into the wall to make that play.
Here is Yan Gomes. You know, it's funny because Gardy was talking about Castellanos before the game and how he's trying to get across to Nick that you can't catch every ball. Sometimes you have to play the carom. and know where you are. But that only comes with time. That time, though, he played it nicely.
Yeah, he sure did.
And he knew he could get to that ball, and he got to it. That'll miss low and away. 2-0. Tribe on top 4-0. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Game 1, which was held up by rain at the start of an hour and 41 minutes for our rain delay tonight. Here's the 2-0. 3-0 on Jan Gomes. That's in there. Strike call. 3-1.
Mike Fiers only gave up 4 hits, man. But 3 of the 4 were extra bases, a couple of home runs and a double.
He threw 50 pitches, though, in the last 2 innings, after throwing 35 in the first 3. That ball lifted down the right field line. Coming toward the wall is Castellanos. He's out of room.
Yeah, pretty good fastball there by Farmer. His fastball gets up to 96. And Buck also has a breaking ball and a really good changeup. His changeup is probably the second best pitch after the fastball.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Tied him up. Down he goes. 2 away now. Time for our call Sam call of the game. We go down to Johnny Kane. Johnny, how'd you spend your off day?
Hey, man, had an awesome off day. We left Cincinnati, went to Louisville, Kentucky to tour the Louisville Slugger Museum and Factory. I'm telling you right now, unbelievable. How about this artifact right here? Babe Ruth's bat from the Murderers Row team of the Yankees back in 1927. He hit 21 of his 60 home runs with that bat before it finally gave way. He put a notch in at the head of the bat for every home run he hit. But think about that. Not only did he hit 60 that season, but he put a little notch in there. 21 before that bat broke. That's good wood.
I'll tell you what, Johnny, that had to be really kind of cool to not only visit that place, but hold the bat that some of the immortals in the game used to use.
It's unbelievable. I swung Mickey Mantle's bat. I swung Alan Trammell's bat. They gave us the bat that they used for the prototype for Jackie Robinson, Babe Ruth. I mean, you can't even believe it. And it wasn't just for us. I mean, they did roll out the red carpet a little bit because I told my new Rod and Mario, so they wanted to impress us. But honestly,
I'm surprised they let you in. I'm surprised you got in.
But even if you're a fan of the game, I mean, just to get down there, you can, and you know, put some batting gloves on, you can hold that stuff too. So it was awesome. Of course, we have a special behind the scenes theme show, which will be coming up later on in July. And we'll be teasing some of the stuff that we saw there, but just neat stuff, man.
Johnny, you got your own bat too, didn't you?
They did. They presented me, and also our photographer Kevin Gorlewski and producer Jason Disick. We all got our own bats.
That's cool.
All right, Johnny, good work. Appreciate it. 1, 2, 3. Go the Indians here in the 6th. To look at the Louisville Slugger Museum and Factory. Tomorrow on Fox, it all kicks off when Belgium squares off with Tunisia at 7 a.m. Eastern. Then it's a pair of games. Korea takes on Mexico. Germany faces Sweden. It's all tomorrow on Fox. We're streaming live on the Fox Sports app. Here come the Tigers now in the 7th inning. Nico Goodrum will lead things off. Then Hicks, then McCann facing Shane Bieber. 87 pitches into this game. He's been held out by 2 double play balls. 1-1 on Nico. Goodrum a strikeout and a ground out. Now he's gone 1-2. Fires goes 5 and Farmer came on to the 6th. Barbado warming up now for Tigers. 1-2 a strike 3 call. Nico is caught looking.
That was a fastball on the inner third of home plate that he painted. I mean, that last one. Ooh, man, oh man.
What do you do with that?
You can't do nothing with it. I mean, the first 3 pitches were away. Then they come back when that Greg Maddux swing back fastball. You saw Goodrum jackknife out of the way. He thought the ball was going to hit him.
8 strikeouts now for Bieber. 0-1. Single strikeout for Hicks.
He had quite a few high strikeouts in the minor leagues this year. So strikeouts nothing new for the young man with that good fastball that he can spot. He's got a couple of different breaking balls, the fastball, the slider, and the curve. He hasn't even really needed many changeups today. He's working fast too.
Swing and a miss, and Hicks is out. 9 strikeouts for Bieber. Hard to believe this kid's only 23.
I mean, this staff that the Cleveland Indians have, man, they have more 10 strikeout games than any staff in the major leagues. And you would think Houston would have more, but nope. It is this Tribe staff. They've also logged a lot of innings too.
10 or make it 16 10 strikeout games this year. 16 of them with at least 10. 2 gone now for McCann. James had a single in the 5th. Tigers had 2 on 1 out. Couldn't score though.
I don't know for sure, but this probably is Bieber's last inning as well. He's up to 95 pitches. They've got action in their bullpen. They got a lefty and a righty up.
Well, again, no team in baseball has gotten more 7-inning starts than the Indians have this year, and they are 1 out away from getting another 7 innings from the right-hander Bieber. Ramirez and Perez are warming up.
And both of those guys have helped calm down that Tribe bullpen.
In the air to center field for Naquin. Going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Shane Bieber. Outstanding work tonight. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. Is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica, your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. Tigers trail tonight 4-0 is our score as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen back here at the ballpark. And Rod, it's the Shane Bieber show tonight. This guy's done just about everything that Terry Francona had hoped for. He's been helped out by 2 double plays, but he's been awfully good.
Yeah, very impressive. I mean, 9 strikeouts, and really the Tigers really haven't hit a whole lot of balls hard against the rookie. I mean, this guy's 23 years old. He's really in his 2nd year of professional baseball, and yet he's in the big leagues pitching for a first-place team and pitching like a top-of-the-rotation guy here tonight against the Tigers.
Well, the Tigers are hopeful of starting to play better baseball here in Cleveland, but they've been shut out to this point tonight. Johnny Barbado coming in out of the bullpen now. Tyler Naquin will lead things off for the Tribe. And there's a ball low to Naquin. Wallside Windows pitching change for Barbado.
Yeah, 7th game that Johnny has been in. He's been up a couple different times this year. And a couple of holds, a 5.68 ERA.
Pulled on the ground and through into right center field. That'll be a single for Naquin. His first hit of the night.
And back in the 3rd inning, Francisco Lindor connected for his 17th round tripper of the season.
That was the first run of the game, the first of 2 homers allowed by Fires, the other 2 Encarnacion. Lindor is 1 for 3. Barbado's been up and down a couple of times this year. Was claimed off the waiver wire from the Pirates in January. 24 games in relief for the Buccos last year. Ball 2 missing outside.
He was pitching some really good baseball down in Toledo. He had a 1.59 earned run average. He had a 6 saves and 6 chances as well. So he was really pitching well down there for Doug Minkiewicz, the AAA manager.
Rolled foul, 2-1 on Lindor. Indians came in having won 7 of the 10 between these 2 clubs. Tigers came in here back in April and lost 4 to the Tribe. Kluber, Carrasco, and Bauer won 3 of those games. The ball got away from Hicks. Naquin diving back in. Indians, by the way, have pulled off 7 shutouts this year, the most in baseball. So Tigers trying to avoid that tonight. Still very much in this game at 4-0. But again, that just goes to show what their starting pitching has done, because their bullpen has been uneven.
Well, it's pretty much have carried the team, their starting pitching. I mean, they've had some offense lately where the guys have really started to swing the bats that help out, obviously. But without that pitching staff, they are nowhere near where they would be.
Way outside. 3-1 now on Lindor.
Lindor said the only thing that he really concentrates on as a hitter, he doesn't really think about the scouting reports and all those things. All he thinks about is getting his hands inside the baseball. He wants to keep his hands close to his body to get that bat over the barrel of the plate. It's funny how you hear certain guys talk, and certain guys think about this, certain guys think about that. He's got one thing on his mind.
Well, we have seen both ends of his game tonight. He has homered and he has started a fabulous double play.
Naquin probably will be running here on the 3-2 pitch.
Runner goes and is fouled back out of play. Brantley waiting on deck. Barbado following Farmer. Buckhead a 1-2-3-6. The Tigers got only 5 out of Mike Fiers tonight. Runner holding this time, and it's ball 4, and so now the try with 2 men on and nobody out. MLB at Bat is your #1 Detroit Tigers app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Detroit Tigers home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV game of the day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Well, the Tigers now courting some more trouble here. They have 2 men on. They've got the meat of their lineup coming up. Brantley steps in, nobody out. That'll get away from McCann, go to the backstop, and both runners move up. Wild pitch.
It was a breaking ball that just kind of crawled up McCann's arm.
Second wild pitch of the night for the Tigers. The other belonged to Fiers, the starter. Infield in now for the Tigers. Brantley takes high, 2-0. That'll send McCann out to the mound. Jose Ramirez on deck.
Would you be scared to put Brantley on here with Ramirez in the on deck circle? I know what his numbers say.
Yeah.
Brantley, he's so good, man. I mean, with the infield in.
Popped up. Back behind the plate.
Staying here.
McCann has room. Nicely done.
Very nicely done.
One away, that'll help.
Now you can walk Ramirez. You might as well leave that bat now in the dugout.
Don't even bring it up there.
Don't even walk up there with that bat, man. Get down to first base.
So the intentional walk will put Ramirez on, and that'll load the bases, 1 out.
And there's 4 walks today for Ramirez, and that's the 6th time he's been walked intentionally.
Here is Encarnacion.
He's also homered in the game today. .33-degree launch angle. Ball travels approximately 378 feet.
His only hit tonight. He's up there with the bags full. Infield playing for 2. Ball 1.
And Barbado asking for trouble when you fall behind these dangerous hitters in 1-0 counts. And you can see hitting with the bases loaded has not been an issue for Encarnacion.
10 slams.
Good pitch. Outstanding pitch. Encarnacion sitting on that fastball. And Barbado threw a nice little breaking ball up there.
Ooh, way up and in. He's got Encarnacion bending out of the way. Like he was doing the limbo.
Yeah. He's no Rajay Davis.
Did you see that?
I saw it.
Rajay had a ball come up and then he did a cartwheel out of the box. Literally.
He sure did. He's funny, man.
Line drive to left, base hit. 1 run scores. Jones charging. They're going to hold Lindor at third. It's an RBI single for Encarnacion.
And Barbado came right back with the same pitch that he threw Encarnacion on the 1-0 pitch. He threw him a breaking ball 1-0, so he falls behind 2-1, and he comes right back with that same breaking ball. And Eddie was looking for it. He really was.
That'll make it a 5-0 game. Encarnacion a 3 RBI night.
And Jacoby Jones with a strong arm, so they weren't going to force the issue. They're running Lindor in that particular situation.
Here's Yonder Alonso. Ball 1.
It's been the top of the order today that has done the majority of the damage against Tigers pitching.
1 through 4 has all of the RBIs tonight. Way outside, 2-0 the count. Barbado has gone a first pitch ball to every batter in this inning. That includes Ramirez, who has walked intentionally. Warren Soppold is up in the Tigers pen. Indians threatening to blow this one wide open. Fouled, strike back. Had a good rip on 2-0. Single and 3 at bats for Alonso. Driven deep to center field, way back, and that's a grand slam.
He did bust it open. My goodness. He killed that.
There was 0 doubt off the bat of Yonder Alonso. Nothing Indians, and that's it for Barbado.
And this offense of the Cleveland Indians has woken up. I mean, that is a 94-mile-per-hour fastball outside that Alonso with that leg kick and that launch angle. He launched it. They scored 12 runs just a couple of days ago against the White Sox when they shut them out. So they're trying to score a lot more runs here tonight. It's 21 runs the last 2 days for Tribe.
4th career grand slam for Alonso. Barbado is done. Back to the bullpen go the Tigers. Will return. Score now in the grand slam home run by Yonder Alonso.
Well, let's take a look at the pitch by pitch. And one of the things that you cannot do, you cannot continue to fall behind these hitters. He fell behind Alonso, 2 balls and 1 strike. Every last fastball pretty much was in the same spot. They were all away from him. He pretty much knew he was going to go out there again, and he went out and got it and hit it over 400 feet for his 4th grand slam.
Lonnie Chisenhall will step in now with the bases cleared. And Warwick Soppold is coming out of the Tigers bullpen, and a wall side windows change. Barbato lasted 6 batters in this game, and now Soppold has come out and thrown ball 2. 3 home runs tonight for the Indians. Barbato, after throwing some outstanding ball down at Toledo, is treated rudely tonight here in Cleveland.
Yeah, you just can't fall behind up here. He walked 1, and then he had to intentionally walk another.
Meanwhile, Soppold has gone 3-0 on Chisenhall, who is the 7th man at bat in the inning. And Lonnie looks at a strike 3-1.
And Tigers will have to make a move here after the game today, with Francisco Liriano scheduled to come off the disabled list and get a start here tomorrow. And with a 5 o'clock start pregame tomorrow.
Line to left field. Jacoby comes on to make the play. 2 gone. That'll bring up Yan Gomes. So the Tribe post 5 runs here in the 7th. And a 4-0 lead has turned into a 9-0 lead.
They've outscored their opponents 21-0 in the last 2 days.
Gomes is over 3 with 2 punch outs. Soppold bends one in there for a strike.
Gomes did a really nice job with the youngster, though, the rookie. It's Shane Bieber, making just his 3rd major league start. He struck out 9 Tigers here this season.
Bender drops in, this time in the inside part of the plate, 0-2.
When you watch a guy like Shane Bieber, and I was thinking about this, I mean, with the command that he had, man, the strikeouts to walks ratio, the success he had in college, how does he last into the 4th round? Is it because he doesn't throw 98, 99?
I probably think that's the case. I mean, 4th round is still a very high pick, but I mean, he went through the minor leagues like a hot knife through butter.
I mean, there are several guys that were drafted in that 2016 draft, I'm sure, and that are in the minor league with good arms, but this guy's in the big leagues already.
In the air to shallow right. Castellanos coming in, and Nicholas hauls it in to retire the side. But 5 runs in for the Tribe, and Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire.
the top of the 8th inning. You know, James McCann said that one of the greatest moments of his college career was being able to play in the College World Series. That was back in 2009 when he was an Arkansas Razorback, and now he's going to have an opportunity to do so again as a professional. That's right, the Tigers and Kansas City Royals will be playing a game in Omaha at the home of the College World Series next June. So that's going to be pretty neat. It'll be the final game of a 3-game series between the Royals and Tigers. June 13th is the date on it. Something they've been talking about for a little while, but they just want to continue to grow this game, and they think, hey, a couple of days to lead off the top amateur event in the country, being the College World Series, will generate some excitement. So that'll be pretty cool. First time ever that a Major League Baseball game will be played there in Nebraska, boys.
College World Series is a great event. It's going to be fun for the Tigers to be part of that next year, to be sure.
Oh, that will be really cool. Major League Baseball has done a marvelous job at kind of rotating the games every single year in different places, and they've hit a home run with all of them.
Zach McAllister comes out of the bullpen now in a wall side windows pitching change. Shane Bieber goes 7. And throws scoreless baseball with 9 strikeouts. Iglesias, Jones, and Martin in the Tigers' 8th. Iggy looks at a strike. Other changes for the Tribe. We've got Brandon Geyer in left. Eric Gonzalez is the new shortstop. Little chopper to the shortstop, Gonzalez. Iglesias is out, 1 away. Bring in John Keating. John Keating has the draft covered for the Red Wings. There's a line drive to right, base hit, and maybe more. Let's see. Sliding play out there by Chisenhall, but to second base goes Jones. It'll be a 2-base hit. One on, one out.
Man, nice piece of hitting here by Jacoby. It's a 95-mile-per-hour fastball that's away from him and down, and he goes down and gets it and slices it the other way. A nice job in the outfield by Chisenhall. He tried to make a really nice play to prevent Jacoby from getting that stand-up double, but he wasn't able to do so.
Martin strikeout, fly out, walk, swing and a miss. You can tell easily, can't you, when Leonis' swing just gets a little bit too big?
Absolutely. I mean, you could just tell. I mean, when he has a stronger top hand, he comes down through the baseball a little bit more efficiently, but every now and then that swing gets long and he swings underneath a lot of fastballs, especially fastballs at the top of the zone.
Well, this Indians bullpen has been a whole lot better here in the month of June than it was in the month of May. They were really struggling mightily in the month of May.
Well, they picked up Oliver Perez, and also they've got a guy down there by the name of Neil Ramirez, along with McAllister and Allen. They've kind of shored that bullpen up at the back end.
Still waiting for Andrew Miller to come off the disabled list with his sore knee.
And really no need for them to rush Andrew Miller back, because the last thing they want with him is to have to put him back on the disabled list because they rushed him back too soon. There's no need to rush Andrew back. He's too valuable to the team.
Got him, strike 3. Martin caught looking, didn't like it.
That is the 10th strikeout of the evening for Tribe pitching tonight. Gomes can handle that glove too, man. He really has gotten, and both of these pitchers, a couple of calls here tonight.
It'll bring him Candelario.
Young Gomes looks at everything. He looks at the batter's feet. He remembers where you set your feet the last time that you were in the batter's box, just in case you're trying to change and do something differently. That's what good catchers do.
Jamer is 0 for 3, fanned in his last at bat.
Jamer homered and singled on Wednesday. in Cincinnati.
Oh, 2 on Candelario. Here's our Ram pick the stick update, and again, one of those nights where there's not a whole lot going on.
Nothing going on, especially for me, but that's okay. It's one of them days.
Where's Keating? What's Keating's total?
Keating's got a -1.
Yeah, he does.
That's what everybody wants to know. The first thing, where's Keating?
That's all I needed to hear.
That's rolled foul. Keating gets nasty on that pregame show, man, when we do our picks.
Yeah, he's been good, though. I had to give him his props a couple of days ago.
Got to tip your cap. 0-2.
You and him go at it, though. I mean, it's almost like he writes stuff. He gets up at 5 o'clock to write that stuff for you.
Yeah, I'm usually ready for it.
Yeah, you usually have nice. Do you get up that early to write yours, too?
No. Here's a quick throw by McAllister, and they get Candelario to end the inning. No runs, a double is stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. 9-0 Tribe. Here's our Comerica Bank game summary tonight. Mike Fiers went 5 innings, allowing 4 runs. He threw 85 pitches. Shane Bieber was really good tonight.
Yeah, he was. 9 strikeouts, 97 pitches for the 23-year-old.
Yonder Alonso, the big grand slam that busted this one wide open to make it 9-0. Jason Kipnis leads it off in the bottom of the 8th. There's ball 1 to Kipnis. Naquin, then Lindor. Or Gonzalez, I should say, who took over for Lindor. Kipnis tonight is 0 for 3, 2 flies, and a strikeout. Up top, 2-1. Sappold had to come on and get the final 2 outs of the 7th. Oh, she's going to regret.
I know kids will not sleep tonight.
No, this is too late for them.
It's already 11 o'clock.
Too late.
I guess the little kid's out of school, though.
Too late. Parents got no shot.
Yeah, it's Friday night. I guess it's like, let them go in their room, let them stay up as long as they want tonight. This might be one of those nights.
Mom might lick some more. Be bouncing around the car. That is going to find a hole down the third base line and go to the corner. Jacoby falls down. Kipnis on his way to second will pull in with a double. Well, we've got more Tigers and Tribe tomorrow night. Join us back here at 5 for Tigers Live an hour earlier tomorrow evening. Tomorrow night, Tigers Indians 5 right here on Fox Sports Detroit. There's Tyler Naquin. Indians trying to run their winning streak to 5 in a row. They came in with a 4-gamer. They swept the Chicago White Sox right before this series started. Five extra base hits tonight, 3 of them homers for the Indians. Look out, right back to the screen quickly, 0-2. Popcorn. Cotton candy's going on. The row ahead. It's the eating section tonight.
Yeah, it must be. They've enjoyed themselves, it looks like.
More cotton candy. Ball low in the dirt, 1-2 the count. Sappold, Farmer, Barbado, and the starter fires the pitchers tonight for the Tigers. Low again, 2-2. Just hanging out now with a 9-0 lead.
Yeah, Encarnacion and Chisenhall and Ramirez.
Chopper right side of the infield, going to be a tough play. Sappold covers, got him at first base. Naquin thought he was safe.
And nicely done here by Sappold and also John Hicks. Sappold, once he can't get there, he goes to the bag. And if you're Sappold, from as far as you were away, you typically want to throw that ball underhand, but I see why. You want to throw it overhand, excuse me, but he threw it underhand. He's not a first baseman by trade, but he's been playing some pretty good first base since he's been over there. But that one was far enough away where you throw it overhand that you don't really have much of a close play.
Here is Gonzalez, who'll get his first at bat of the game now with the man at third, the runner advanced. He'll get back out of play. 0-1 on Gonzalez. Good looking young player. First, you got Lindor though at the major league level. You got a couple of infielders that are veterans, Ramirez, Kipnis.
Yeah, had Kipnis not picked it up, Ramirez was going to start to get some more playing time. He's a very talented player, very tall as well.
Gonzalez hit by the pitch. It'll put him at first and third. Did he get him on the forearm?
I'm not sure where it got him at. To take another look at it. Somewhere in the hand area. Fastball got away from Sappold, two-seamer.
That'll bring up Brandon Geyer. This will be his first at bat as well. First and third for the Indians, up 9-0 here in the 8th. Geyer batting .161, has 3 homers this year. Came on defensively for Brantley, the left fielder. Way outside.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-0.
And most of Geyer's at bats this year have come against left-handed pitching. Doesn't get many starts against righties. So he'll get a chance to play tomorrow against Liriano.
Liriano will get the start. The Tigers have to make a move after the game tonight to make room for Liriano in the roster. But he will go in game 2 of the series.
And Ron Gardenhire said he'd probably try to limit his pitch count to somewhere between 75 and 80.
The 1-2 is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here is the matchup presented by Wallside Windows.
Bauer's been really good this season. He's been outstanding against the Tigers. And some people here in Cleveland, they say that Bauer should have about 10 wins with his numbers, all the strikeouts, all the innings, opponent's batting average.
Back up the middle, deflected, bobbled, and no play. Nico couldn't field that ball cleanly. A run scores to make it 10-0.
Saupold slowed it down. It looked like it was going to be a double play ball that was headed right at Nico Goodrum, and then it was knocked down or slowed down by Saupold. And it looked like Nico after that got on his heels after he had to redirect. Now he's on his heels, and that ball goes right through his legs.
Try bat another. It's 10-0. It'll be an error on Goodrum. And here is Ramirez. Ball 1. Still only 1 out in the inning. Ramirez has walked 4 times in this game. The last time was intentional. Two and 0.
And Ramirez also has a streak where he's been on base 29 consecutive games. 29 in a row. He has reached base safely.
He took care of that in his first at bat.
Yep.
Had a rip on 2-0, fouled it straight back.
And the 4 walks that Ramirez has today is a career high. He's never had a 5-walk game. His first ever 4-walk game today.
Swing and a miss.
It's a good changeup there thrown by Wark. Good off-speed pitch, straight change.
Saupold now at 30 pitches, and the Tiger bullpen is quiet. Got him. Strike 3 in the outside corner. Ramirez caught looking. 2 away.
He came back and got him with a cut fastball at 90. Caught the outside corner.
Here is Encarnacion, who's had a big night, a 3 RBI night. Homer single. 2 runs scored. Strike 1. He went around. 0-2. Recently called up George Cantos is warming in the bullpen. One and two on Edwin Encarnacion. Way outside. Indians have scored in 4 of the last 5 innings in this game, but the big 5-run 7th is the one that really broke it open. Tigers trailed by only 4. Then the grand slam highlighted the 5-run 7th of the bat of Alonso. Got him. Strike called, and Encarnacion is out of there to end the inning. Come on, Edwin, you're up 10-0. We go to the 9th inning. Sharing, miscarrying. 10-0 inning. All right, guys, thanks very much. And it is 10-0 in favor of the Indians. Last call for the Tigers here as we go to the top of the 9th. And Gardy now is going to pinch hit a few of his bench players here. New pitcher coming out of the bullpen is George Cantos.
And this season with Pittsburgh and now Cleveland, 22 2/3 innings logged for George. He's got 5 holds, a 479 earned run average, and a 145 with the whip. I was getting ready to say, hey, didn't we see him earlier this year?
We did in Pittsburgh. Victor Reyes will pinch hit, and he will get it started with a ground ball foul down the first base line.
Yeah, more than likely, Victor will play tomorrow against Trevor Bauer, and that's why he's getting this at bat here tonight. Get him one at bat, let him go home tonight and sleep on this one and get ready for Trevor Bauer tomorrow. A lot of managers do that when they know they're going to play a guy that next day and the game's a little lopsided. They'll go ahead and get him at least one at bat the night before.
Reyes will ground out 4-3, 1 away.
It's the same reason why Terry Francona gave the at bat to Brandon Guyer. He's going to play tomorrow against Liriano.
Well, here is Machado to pinch hit for Martinez. Dixon 208 this year. Contos trying to close this one down. Strike one. Ronnie Rodriguez has gone to the on deck circle, so he will get an at bat as well. The Tigers down to their final 2 outs here. Here's the 0-2. Indians at one point had their back-ending guys warming up. It was still 4-0 until they scored 5 in the 7th. And McAllister got some work, and now Contos as well.
And Dixon Machado has seen his playing time cut the last couple of weeks with the emergence of Nico Goodrum. Nico Goodrum getting several starts at second base.
Here's the 1-2. Popped up. Right side of the infield. And Kipnis hauls it in. 2 gone. That'll leave it up to Ronnie Rodriguez. Ronnie will go up there swinging.
And Ronnie playing against his former teammates. A lot of these guys he knows very well. And Ronnie comes from the Tribe organization.
7 years in the minor leagues with the Indians.
So they know he's going to be swinging in, don't they?
Strike one.
They know him, don't they? I love Ronnie.
Ronnie up there hacking. Tried to hold up. He did not. And it's 0-2. Ronnie had 2 hits in his first game as a Tiger, but has struggled since. 0 for 21.
I don't think they've thrown him a strike since either.
Here's the 0-2. Ground ball left side, cut off at third base. Quick throw in time, and that is that. Tigers shut out for the 9th time this year. 10-0 the final score. We go to the Cole Sam Studios. John Keating, Craig Monroe, Tigers Live postgame.